So what are the odds of turning a basic builder spec house into a dream home? Well, let me tell you, friends, it's pretty good. So today I'm going to take you through our process in turning this basic builder spec, what was going to be a basic builder spec, into our client's dream home. This is video number 2 in our series, and today's all about the plumbing fixtures and the lighting fixtures that we selected, and a few of the designer material selections that we made to create a really high-end designer look in this home. So in the last video, I shared some of the paint colors and the countertop material selections, and today it's all about the plumbing fixtures and the lighting fixtures and some of the other materials. So we're in the kitchen. It's expansive. I will say I want to give the builder credit because the layout of the kitchen and the cabinetry was already decided upon before we got hired for the project. So he did a really great job. Honestly, there's tons of storage in this kitchen. It's massive. All we did was make sure that the cabinetry paint color selection was fantastic. And then we added in this beautiful 4x4 Zalige handmade tile, which really does add that kind of high-end designer look. My clients love European antiques, and they honestly are in London literally right now. They travel a ton and they just love that European feel. So we did a handmade tile, and it just feels fresh, but it also feels really charming at the same time. So that was one decision that we made. Then she really loves beautiful finishes, and we went with this bridge faucet for the kitchen, which I think is so pretty, a side sprayer. It's got a gorgeous brushed brass finish on it. That's what she wanted. I particularly love a unlacquered brass finish, but she didn't want to see all of the water spots on it. She didn't really want it to patina, so we did a brushed brass finish for her, and I think it turned out perfectly. We also did some really cool articulated sconces above the windows, and I love that because they're directional. We'll be able to have the light come straight down on the countertop, so they're both decorative and functional. And then of course we will be doing window treatments on these windows. There's a golf course out there, so it's great to see these windows bring really good light into the space, but we do want to soften up the kitchen with some textural fabrics. And that's one of my designer tips for you guys. If you're doing a renovation or you're doing some upgrades in your houses, think about how you can incorporate some softness into spaces that may not lend themselves for softnesses. Softnesses? That's not really a word. Softness. So the kitchen, think about it. The kitchen has tons of hard surfaces. You've got your flooring, you've got your countertops, you've got your tile and your cabinetry. There's not really an opportunity to bring in the softness of fabric unless you do window treatments or it's the upholstery on your kitchen table chairs. So pro tip there, adding softness to your windows. Now we're gonna go, there's other things I think I talked about in the last video about no, we're gonna come right over here. I'm gonna talk about this real fast. So this is getting refrigerators. The builder ordered side-by-side stainless refrigerators for right here. They were already ordered before my clients purchased the house, so they're going in here. But here, I do want to show you something. I think that this is like a little design lesson that we can talk about, because we're going to have to make some adjustments to this. So this was already designed when my team and I got brought onto the project, and I think it looks great. There's a couple things that we're gonna have to adjust. So first of all, when we came on board, this was going to have, I think maybe wooden TNG backing, but when we decided to go with this dark blue on this entire wall of the cabinetry, I knew that we needed to have some type of a contrast in order for it to not feel like a black hole. So we added in the Zalige 4x4 tiles, and that just lifted this entire wall. Before it was pretty dark, honestly. Now it just feels a lot lighter. But I will say this. So above these 3 sections in these glass cabinets and in this arch section, there are what is called puck lights, and they're just basically like a tiny little baby can light that goes inside of cabinetry. And they're great. They give us a ton of light that filters down actually. Oh, and there's LED strips right here. Sorry, LED strips, puck, LED strip, puck, puck. Well, let me tell you something. What do we see that is a problem? This shelf and this shelf have no illumination. So they literally look like little dark holes on this wall. So we're gonna either have to add LED strips underneath these 2 shelves, or we're going to have to replace these 2 wooden shelves with glass shelves. And that's a really easy way to get the illumination to travel throughout the entire space and give us that like beautiful soft glow, which we want. This happened last week. I wasn't here. I think that this was already like, you know, the builder had sorted this wall out as far as the electrical goes. We weren't really a part of that. That all got chosen before we got brought on board. But this is definitely something, it's like a punch list item. There's a ghost in here. Anyways, there's just a punch list item that we will have to address with the builder. So I thought this was a good thing to show, because I think, like, as we look back at it, you know, when it's not lit up, we think, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. And then we look at it and we go, well, that's not gonna work. Anywho, okay, let's go into the pantry. This may be my favorite room. Well, maybe my second favorite room in the entire house. Let's go in here and talk about the light fixtures in here, because they are so good. So good. Okay. Coming to the Butler's pantry. I love this room so much. It's so cute. It turned out so good. All right. So I think the last time we did a tour, the tile wasn't up yet, and it turned out really, really good. And if you've watched our other video about this project, you know that we had a super tiny tile budget. It was basically non-existent. And what we did was chose another really pretty 4x4 tile that was in a similar color as the cabinetry paint that we chose. This is, I believe it's called Mount St. Anne, and it's by Benjamin Moore. It's a really, really beautiful light blue. If you're looking for a light blue, I highly recommend it. And the tile, it's just like this continuation of color. It's got some variation in it. It's not a handmade Zalige tile, but it kind of mimics that. And it was very, very affordable, which lined up perfectly with the builder's allocation for tile. So the things we did in here, well, that made a huge difference. I love that we brought the tile all the way up above the windows. It just, instead of stopping it right underneath, like right at the cabinet, upper cabinetry height. A lot of times, you know, actually this builder was going to stop the tile right here. That would have just been sad and made me super sad, because then you would have had drywall all up there, which would have just looked weird. So bringing it all the way up to the ceiling, it wasn't a big investment for our clients, and it made a really big impact and made this Butler's pantry feel a lot more elevated. So that's a designer tip. Secondly, we have the most glorious sconces in here. They are so beautiful. It's kind of hard to see them. Oh, I really wish we had like a close-up of them, but they are unlacquered brass, this beautiful shade. They look very vintage. They're from Duval, which is this incredible British brand that I'm obsessed with. And they just feel so nostalgic, in my opinion. And then we did this really great vintage inspired pendant in here. And kind of, I mean, it makes this Butler's pantry feel so special, in my opinion. Pretty hardware. Once again, our client wanted a brushed brass finish, and these pulls fit the bill. They look great. And I kind of love this room. This is her favorite room. She said that if she goes missing, if her husband can't find her, she's just hanging out in the butler's pantry, which I think is adorable. That's exactly what I wanted it to feel like. Okay, let's go this way. And we're gonna look at a couple of, well, what is this? Oh, we're gonna go this direction. Here we go. So we're about to walk through this little hall that connects the butler's pantry and the dining room and the entry, and there's a little powder room right here. And I want to show you some of the other really beautiful lighting fixtures that we chose for this house. But before we do, I wanted to share some exciting news with you. We are reopening the doors to my Design Fix. So this is a membership community where I meet with our members every single month live, answer their design questions. They have access to all of an entire library of design tutorials and lessons, and I help them create the home of their dreams. It has been so much fun. We have had our very first group come through the Design Fix over the last few months, and honestly, it's been a dream. I have helped all different stages of our members' design journeys. We've got people that are building a house from scratch. We've got people that are renovating. We've got people that are just decorating their houses. We've got some members that really just love design and it's their hobby. So I want to welcome you to get on the list. You can find the link below. Join me inside of the Design Fix. The doors are only going to be open for 1 week. I know, but we have to keep things small because I want to be able to help people one-on-one. So if you're interested, make sure that you check out the link below. Okay, now let's look at some beautiful lighting. So through that tiny baby hall, and this is the dining room. Now, if you watch the very first video in this series, you'll know that my clients are so precious to me. They are very, very good family friends of mine. And they've had a lot going on in their lives over the past 2 years. Our client got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer about a year ago. And all she's ever wanted was to move into, or to be able to build a house and to move into a newly built home. So we are so excited to make sure that every single square inch of this home reflects who she is and who her precious husband is and serves their family well. They are the most kind and generous people that you could ever meet. They are a light in my life, and it's been an honor to be able to help them design this home. So this chandelier right here is her favorite lighting fixture in the entire house. It honestly personifies her. It is effervescent and beautiful and so unique, just like my client. And when I picked it out, I knew that it would resonate with her. I know her very, very well, which has been a blessing in this project. And I think it's just so sweet and beautiful, and has that little European flair that I knew my client would love. So she loved that piece, which I was delighted. This is the dining room. So now that, just kind of letting you in on the design process, now that we've done all of the material selections, plumbing and lighting fixtures have been installed, flooring is down, the builder is kind of buttoning everything up, and we'll do, like, obviously a big cleaning, get the last little punch list items taken care of, and then we will start doing the install for furniture and all of the decorative accessories. So that's what we're in the process of doing right now. We are sourcing and working on all of the furniture selections for the house, the rugs, the sofas, the dining tables, chairs, artwork, decorative accessories, you name it, lamps, all the things. So we're working on that right now. I will say that in like a week from now, I am going to Round Top. I'm so excited. I'm going to do an entire video. I may do actually two on Round Top. And I am sourcing for this project and a few other projects too. But particularly for this one, because this particular client loves antiques. And I'm gonna found some at Round Top. Now, I wanted to show you here, this is something that, I know this doesn't seem like much, it's just an art lamp, but this represents something that I feel like if you don't have, if you don't have a designer, you're not gonna think about this, but this sometimes is an afterthought, but it really shouldn't be. So when we're thinking about lighting in our houses, and especially if you're doing a renovation or you're wanting to add some charm and character to your house, levels of lighting fit the bill perfectly. We want to make sure that not only do we have, a lot of houses now have cans, obviously, from the ceiling, task lighting, and then we've got the decorative fixtures, and then of course we're going to have lamps. But where is that middle line lighting? So that's sconces, that's art lamps. We want to make sure that we're including those in our houses. And this was a very thoughtful and considered addition. The builder did not have a fixture on this wall. And when we got a hold of the project, we immediately added it. We had them drop all the electrical wiring down this wall so we could get an art lamp right here, because we knew we wanted a large, expansive piece of art on this wall and we wanted it illuminated. Now, the entry doors are right here. They're massive and they're gorgeous, but the size of this entry kind of predicted how we were going to furnish it. And yes, I think we probably will. We're looking for a narrow bench to go right here, to go underneath the piece of art. But let me just say, these are double beautiful doors. But if our clients were entertaining in the fall or like not super hot summer months, and they wanted both of these doors to be open, well, that is going to dictate what type of piece of furniture we could put right here. Generally, an entry console or a credenza or something is going to be 20 to 22 inches, unless you get like a really narrow one. So putting a piece of furniture right here might have seemed a little bit like tight as you walk in, it's like furniture. So we're not going to do that. We thought through that process and thought, okay, let's do a really beautiful big piece of art. It's against the wall. It's not protruding into the entry. It's not blocking the flow of traffic. And then if we want to put a small bench underneath it, like a long, narrow bench, that'll work perfectly. So those are just things to consider as you're thinking through your renovation or your addition of lighting. This will add so much charm at night. And bonus, from the street or from the walkway up to the front door, you'll see it. How charming. I mean, you just can't get more charming than that. Now, adjacent the entry is this great room, and then the kitchen's over there, just to kind of give you like an understanding of the floor plan. So this great room has come a long way since our last video. We got the precast fireplace surround. That is something that the builder kind of decided upon, like as far as he knew he wanted to do a precast. That's what he budgeted it in for. We helped the client pick this one out. It's transitional, it's pretty, it's gonna be great. My main concern was that I knew our client loved to decorate for Christmas. And so I knew that we needed to have a mantle that wasn't super narrow, like a 4 or 6 inch mantle wasn't gonna work for her. So we got the deepest precast mantle that we could, and it looks good. And it kind of, honestly, will add a little bit of a slightly contemporary edge to what will be probably more traditional furnishings because they love antiques. The giant bookcases that are on each side of the fireplace, once again, I kind of talked to these in the last video. We did not design these. These are really tall. But they do have these picture lights above. I don't know if I've got the light for those, but that will illuminate them and make them, oh, there we go. Make them, feel intentional. We'll obviously adjust all of these shelves, and these will be filled with beautiful decorative accessories. I've already started collecting them. for our client. I've been going to every single estate sale and antique shop in a 100-mile radius. Now, the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to, well, actually, there's two more things I want to talk about with this room. Okay, so this room is really big. It's gonna have, we've done the space planning for it already, meaning we've laid out the furniture plan in this space. So it will have a sofa here, probably either 2 chairs or a chair and ottoman, 2 stools. There'll be a console back here behind this sofa. My client has this really beautiful antique burl chest that we're gonna put here, and this beautiful gilded antique mirror that will go there. So we've already planned out kind of how this room is gonna flow and function. And that is key. When you are thinking about buying new furniture, you really need to think about what your room needs to do for you, how it needs to serve you. We asked our clients every single question imaginable about how many people, what do they want to do in this space? What do they want the space to feel like? From a function perspective, they needed to seat like 7 or 8 bottoms. So we had to think about that when we're laying out the furniture plan and making sure that we had enough comfortable seating for people to hang out and watch TV or hang out after dinner and not feel uncomfortable because they're a little squished on like a singular sofa. So that's important. That's something that we're working through right now. Also too, when you have a really big expansive space like this, you need an expansive light fixture, and this one fit the bill. I think this light fixture is like, if I remember correctly, it's like 54 inches in diameter, and it just it makes the entire space feel cohesive because it's like one giant fixture instead of doing multiple fixtures in this space. I like how it just makes everything feel brings it all together. It brings the space together. And I do like that it's got those lampshades on it. When we are choosing lighting for a project, we really try to vary the styles of lighting as far as like, you know, sprawling arms chandeliers, and we've got a lantern over there, and then we've got this kind of really decorative one in the, I just gotta fix this. We've got the decorative kind of flourishy one in the dining room. So pro tip there, vary your lighting. Okay, let's walk into the, we're gonna go into the primary bathroom and the primary bedroom. I'm gonna show you what we've done in there. All right, we're going into the primary hall. So this has the primary bedroom, primary bathroom, and the laundry room and the primary closet, which is genius in my opinion. The builder did a really great job with the layout. So this is the laundry room. It is so adorable. I love it so much. Cabinetry was laid out before we got our hands on it. I will say that I'm really excited about this cabinet. This is a drying cabinet. It's got a rod in there for like hanging up clothes that need to air dry. And we're gonna do some really beautiful fabric panels, which I think is gonna be so cute and add that like European charm to the to the laundry room for our clients. And then we used the same Mount St. Anne on the cabinetry. In here, I just wanted to have a little pop of nickel. So we did this really pretty polished nickel on the hardware and then also on the plumbing pieces as well. So it looks fantastic in here. The flooring is probably my favorite part of this entire, well, and the lighting. The flooring turned out great. This flooring was super budget friendly, and we decided to turn it and do this really pretty check pattern, like a harlequin pattern, and I love it. And then we did some very nostalgic light fixtures in here, just some semi-flush mounts. I will say, kind of part of the deal is sometimes you get pieces in, and we had a broken glass shade for this fixture, so we've got the manufacturer sending us another shade, but you know, it happens. All right, come through here. I want to show you. We're going to walk through the closet, which we didn't lay out, but it turned out really good. We did the hardware selection in here, but this was all chosen before we got our hands on it. But it connects, which I do think this is genius. It connects the laundry room with the primary bathroom. So it's laundry room, closet, bathroom. And our clients are empty nesters, and this is just a really great layout. I mean, I don't have this in my house, but I wish I did. So next house I build, I'm gonna do this. All right, Kim. This, oh, I just hit the glass. This is the primary bathroom. Okay, Kim. Just swoop around because I want to show all this stuff. So I showed this last time, but it was really hard because the lights, none of the lighting was on yet. But I wanted to show this to you again. It's still under construction, as you can see, but this bathroom turned out great. This is another situation where we had to be really mindful of the budget when it came to the tiles. So we did this basket weave on the floor. We took it all the way through from the bathroom into the wet room of the house, and it looks fantastic. And then we did just a really affordable tile in here, but we made some adjustments to the layout pattern and did some running bond and soldier courses, just a mixture of both all the way up, and it looks fantastic. It turned out really, really good. I don't know. The plumbing fixtures are also beautiful. So I wanted to do polished nickel in here. I just felt like it was very in keeping with our client's incredible style. She has this timeless essence about her, and she's just beautiful. So this was a perfect fit for her. I think it's the perfect bathroom for her. Now, one last thing that we're doing is we're having this wall built out. Instead of doing 3 separate mirrors in this bathroom, well, let me tell you why we didn't do that. Generally, I like to have really pretty mirrors that we hang on a wall. I don't love like a slab mirror, but this posed a problem, and I'm going to tell you why. So right here in the center is the vanity space. We did not lay these cabinets out. The vanity space is fairly narrow. Then you've got each side for the his and her sinks. Well, if we were to try to find 3 mirrors that worked in this space, in this layout, and that we could hang at the appropriate spots, we were gonna need a really thin, tall mirror and 2 wider, tall mirrors that matched. And that's like, honestly, it was pretty impossible to find. So we decided to do this wall of mirror. Now, we'll say that we will go back in and do more decorative trim right here. This is looking a little shaker style, which is not my client's style. So this will get a more decorative trim, and it will all be built out and painted. That missing mirror will go in up there, but it'll be really pretty when it's finished out and feel very elevated for our clients. Okay, let's... Also, oh, hardware. This hardware is so cute. I love this hardware. Polished nickel hardware in here. And then the addition of the LED under the cabinet. I didn't even know that was going to happen. That was not on my agenda, but must have been on the builder's agenda. So there you go. All right. Into the primary bedroom. There hasn't been a ton of changes in here except for the chandelier. And it's so pretty, and it has that just European elegance that my clients love. And we were able to do a really large scale chandelier in this room because it's a pretty good sized room, and it's got really tall ceilings. Yeah, so that's that. When we met with our clients last week, we went through all of the window treatments, and what we decided in this room was that we were going to dress these 4 windows with Roman shades. My clients don't need like complete and total blackout, but they do need some privacy. As you can see, there's houses around. So we're gonna do Roman shades in here as opposed to some curtain panels. Like drapery panels would be difficult in here because there's not a ton of room to stack them. Like if you think about this expanse of windows and you were gonna draw the drapery panel back to here, it would technically be probably about like that wide. So it would cover up some of the window, which would be fine, but they're gonna have a fence out there. They've got a really beautiful pool going in, so Roman shades were a better choice for this particular application. Before we move into these two rooms, I wanna show you real fast. Look at this floor. So most of the floor is covered up and it's a little bit dusty right now, but look how pretty the floor turned out. It's a great, just really medium tone white oak floor that will stand the test of time. This color will be beautiful tomorrow and it will be beautiful in 10 years and 20 years from now. So I really like the floor selection. Okay, these are the two guest bedrooms on the main level of the house. There is another level, but these rooms are specified for my clients' adult children. So they've got a son who just got engaged. So this will be his room when he comes home. He lives out of town. And then of course their other child is the most precious girl or lady, I guess you could ever imagine. She is one of my daughter's very best friends and one of my dear, dear, dear friends. And the other guest room is for her and her family. So pretty basic room. We're gonna bring some of my clients' antique furnishings in and furnish this room. We'll have to add in a few more pieces, but I want to show you the bathroom. I think the last video we did, the tile installers were actually working on this tile installation, and I just want to show you how it finished out because it looks really good. So this is once again a very, very affordable tile. And what we did was add in this pencil trim in the black, and it just made it a little bit more special. I mean, it's very basic, but it looks great. And my clients actually love it. This was a bold move for them. When I told them I wanted to do a dark green tile, they trusted me, but that is outside of their comfort zone. So I was happy that they trusted me. We did a leathered granite countertop in here because that's what was allocated, the budget that was allocated for this, and it turned out great. And then we did a really pretty deep green on the vanity. I'm actually gonna source, I think, an antique mirror at Round Top for this bathroom, which I think will add a lot of character to it. So yeah, I mean, this is a guest bathroom, and I mean, I would want to be a guest here. Let's go into the other guest bedroom. So this, once again, will also get furnished with some of my clients' antiques, and we'll supplement some of the pieces as well. Hopefully I'll find some really cool stuff when I'm in Round Top, but this bathroom is just so adorable, and it was really hard to show on the last video. I will say it's a little messy. We need to do some sweeping, but we did a really cute penny tile application on the floor, a great affordable way to get a neat installation concept and have a really cool pattern, but not be super expensive. This is a really affordable penny tile. And then we just did brushed brass decorative hardware and plumbing fixtures, and then also too on the lighting. So this, hopefully I'll find a really cool mirror here. That's what we're hoping, is to add some character and charm to this room with an antique mirror. Oh, come back here. This is really cute. I think that this is, I just want to show this to you. It's kind of a tight bathroom, but we did a basic, subway tile. This is classic. This is never going to go to style. And then if you can get it, this cool, I just think that this is a great little opportunity for some additional, well, they're going to have to paint those blue, but a great opportunity for additional storage. Even if it's in a guest room, it's so nice to be able to have a place to store towels and all of the various, soaps and toilet paper and all the things that you need in a guest bathroom. So that's just like a great little use of space right there. So I hope that you've enjoyed this little tour. Obviously, we're still in construction and not everything's done, and we've got lots to sort out, but I wanted to show you this part of the process because I think a lot of home tours show you like the shiny finished product, and there's a lot of steps to get to that. So the next tour that I bring you on hopefully will be furnishings. We're working on that. We should have that done in the next month or two. And then of course, everything has to be delivered and installed. But I've really enjoyed bringing you along on this process. Now, don't forget, if you are interested in design and you just want some help creating the home of your dreams, no matter if it's a builder spec or it's a new home or it's a new build or it's a home that you've lived in for 20 years, I want you to check out the link below and be a part of the Design Fix. I would love to welcome you in and to help you with any and all design projects that you have coming up. Now, if you haven't seen the first video of this series, I'm going to show it to you next. So I want you to meet me in this next video so you can get the full scope of this builder spec to designer dream home project.